Welcome back, students. We will continue with our topic. So we have seen how what the campaign against the Portuguese and the campaign against the Siddhi. In both the campaigns, as Sambhaji Maharaj was trying to win over the campaign, by that time the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb used to start attacking on the different area of Sambhaji Maharaj and different forts of Sambhaji Maharaj, and that would distract his attention from the winning campaign, and Sambhaji Maharaj was forced to return back to the fight with the Mughals. Okay, let us continue with the end of Adil Shahi and Qutub Shahi, page number 38. Aurangzeb did not succeed in his campaign against the Marathas, therefore, he suspended that campaign. Then he turned towards the kingdoms of Adil Shah and Qutub Shah and conquered them. Now, what happened? Though Aurangzeb was trying to distract us from our path, but still all the Marathas gave a tough resistance, and that's why Aurangzeb could not succeed in his campaign against the Marathas, right? So therefore he suspended. He thought that I should not think about that campaign right now, and then he turned towards the kingdoms of Adil Shah and Qutub Shah and conquered them first. The wealth and army of both the kingdoms was now acquired by the Mughals, and it made Aurangzeb even stronger. So now these both kingdoms, the Adil Shahi and Qutub Shahi, these both kingdoms' wealth and their army, all these, since it was conquered by Aurangzeb, so all the wealth and the army of these two kingdoms, they was now acquired by whom? By Aurangzeb, by the Mughals, and that's why it made the Aurangzeb side, Mughal side, more stronger. Then he concentrated all his might on defeating the Marathas. So, but obvious, now Aurangzeb had become a very powerful, strong enough that he can put or he can defeat the Marathas. So that's why he started concentrating on that work of defeating the Marathas. He attacked their territory from all the sides. So the Aurangzeb had attacked all our territory, all the territory of Marathas from all the sides, as he had huge army force. The Maratha army, General Hambir Rao Mohite, got killed during an encounter with the Mughal army. So our Maratha Sardar, our Maratha army, his name was General Hambir Rao Mohite. He also got killed during the encounter, or during the fight, during the battle with the Mughal army. Due to this blow, the military strength of Sambhaji Maharaj was weakened, as we lost our great valor person, our Maratha army, in an encounter with the Mughal army. This was really a very sad news for us, and already Aurangzeb was having a good strength of army, and we were having low strength of army, and in that we lost one good powerful army person, General Hambir Rao Mohite. So this blow was really reducing our military strength, and that's why the military strength of our Marathas was weakened. Okay, it was not powerful as like Aurangzeb. Then administration of Sambhaji Maharaj. Let us see how Sambhaji Maharaj was running the kingdom. Even though Sambhaji Raja was busy fighting on various battlefronts, he did not ignore the administrative responsibility. Yes, everywhere Sambhaji Maharaj, wherever he was there, he was with all his valor and with all his brains, using all his brains to fight against the Mughals. Yes or no? So while fighting with them on the various fronts, still he did not ignore his responsibility. He was having a very well administration of the Swaraj. Okay, so he did not ignore his responsibility. He continued the prompt justice and revenue system, which was a characteristic of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's era. So while carrying out his duties, okay, administrative duties, he continued the prompt justice and revenue system. So he was very good in giving the justice, in taking fair decisions, and also whatever revenue was there, give and take relationship, that system was also well maintained, and this proves that he had a characteristic just like of his father. Okay, and this characteristic proved to be a very good characteristic of the Shivaji Maharaj's era. Era means what? A historic period of time. So in that particular era, this was considered as the characteristic of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Okay, let us turn page. He severely punished the landlords who harassed common people and who rebelled against the Swaraj. So what happened now? While he was carrying out the administration work, he saw that there should be fair practices, no unfairness should happen. And in those days, these people, this Aurangzeb people, that is Mughals, they were harassing us. Yes or no? Common people were harassed, and that's why, and they were not only harassed by the landlords but also rebelled against the Swaraj. So those who were harassing and standing in opposition with the Swaraj were severely punished by whom? By the landlords. Okay, he gave administration powers to Maharani Yesubai. So now administration power was given by Sambhaji Raje to whom? To Yesubai. Yesubai was his wife. Okay, so the administration power was given to Maharani Yesubai. He gave her own stamp. So Sambhaji Raje gave his own stamp to him so that she can carry out the administrative responsibilities. Okay, he continued the legacy of Shivaji Maharaj's welfare policy. So whatever policies were inherited by Shivaji Maharaj to his son Sambhaji Raje, he was very nicely carrying them forward, so that he continued the legacy, that is the inheritance of Shivaji Maharaj's welfare policies. Sambhaji Maharaj knew Sanskrit and many other languages well. He studied many ancient books on polity and wrote their gist in a book called Buddha Bhushanam. So Sambhaji Maharaj was by that time, he was very well equipped with the languages like Sanskrit and many other languages. So he was very well knowing all these languages, and he also studied many books, many ancient time books on polity, and wrote their meanings, general meaning of the text, whatever that book was having, that text is there, no, their meanings was written in a book called Buddha Bhushanam. So that Buddha Bhushanam book consisted of what? The many things written on the polity, and their meanings, whatever was written in the books, their meanings, general meaning of that speech was written in that book called Buddha Bhushanam. Do you know Sambhaji Maharaj composed Buddha Bhushanam in the Sanskrit language? So who has composed this Buddha Bhushanam book? Sambhaji Maharaj, and that too in which language? Sanskrit language. The second chapter of this book discusses polity. It includes, so the second chapter of this book will include our polity. What is actually polity? It includes information about the virtues of a king. Virtues means what? Good thing, goodness. How good that king was there, what good things he did. That is called the virtues of a king. Then Prime Minister, virtues of Prime Minister, princes and their education and functions. So what kind of a king that was, at that time Prime Minister, prince, and how they were, what were the goodness of those kings, and what educations they had, how much they were educated, what knowledge they had, and what work, what functions they were actually carrying out. The advisors to the king, forts and the goods and materials needed on a fort, the army, the duties of a king, espionage, etc. All the information about these things were in this Buddha Bhushanam book, that is the second chapter. So whatever advices were given, suggestions were given to the king, and then about the forts and the goods and the materials needed on a fort, all this information was consisted in that book. Also the information about the army, the duties of a king, then espionage. Espionage means what? Spying. Spying means when you are espionage means working for a government or any other organization, so that you can secretly obtain some information about your enemies. Okay, to obtain secretly information about your enemies, that work is done by whom? By the we are working as a servant for a government or any other organization. That work is called spying. So all the information about these things were written in the second chapter of this book, Buddha Bhushnam. Okay, so I'll stop today here and then continue in the next session. Bye for now. Take care. Have a nice day.